Hello, Barbarian and Groucho. Good to see you here. Just doing a little bit of maintenance here, making sure that I get the stream published. Let me put my character on pause for a moment. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Excellent. Good to know that everybody can hear me clearly. If you'll just bear with me for a moment while I do the publishing. I'm a little bit new, so learning how to do this ahead of time was just... I probably am doing this the hard way, but at least I know it's getting done, right? Okay. I have sent out notifications. You know, Doc, I would go with the meat lovers, but yeah, it is a tough one. I just don't like the olives on the Super Supreme. Okay. It is bright and early here in Sanctuary. For those of you who had the opportunity to tune into my previous uploaded video,
some excitement at the end of the road.
We built this barn. This barn also has a guard post up top. There is not yet a guard assigned to it, but if you come on up here, you can see that the guard post here can cover from the bridge all the way over to the far side of the waterway over here. And for those of you who are not aware, somewhere between here and the water is the actual spawn point on this side if there's a settlement attack. That out of the way, I thought today would be an excellent place to start working on a freestanding building over here that would serve as a inn and or bar, because settlements like to be happy and bars make happiness. So this is a good spot for it. We've got it set up in a nice location where people coming into Sanctuary across the bridge. Eventually the barn is going to be a location where vendors will be located, so they'll be set up to do their shopping over here. If any of them are hurt, they can use the clinic right there. And if they're going to be staying the night but are not yet a resident, they'll have the inn and bar to eat and sleep at. Much like, well, I think most of us who watch SARS streams understand, most of us understand that boxes don't look natural. I mean, most of the buildings in the Fallout game have odd shapes to them, and it makes it look more realistic, a little bit more wasteland immersive. And that's why I went with the floor layout that I went with here. I feel like this is a good spot, or a good layout that prevents it from being too boxy, and I could really work with the roof line as well, because the roof can be staggered in height as well, giving it a nice varied appearance. And even if you look, all the roof lines in Sanctuary are a little bit different. So they definitely were aware that they needed to do something to keep the lines from being just too much of a box with a box in a box. So if you're coming on up here, I'm thinking it makes sense to have a door right here. I prefer to use the barn pieces because of the extra height that you get to work with. But I might mix up the barn pieces a little bit, because some change in the texture might be well suited. You know what? I'm going to switch these. Now, obviously, they don't need any real texture or any real windows looking at a hedgerow. Okay. Sheck. Good seeing you. Slacker. Brookie, I'm glad you made it. Thank you for stopping by my stream today. I was thinking about something, just tossing some ideas around in my old brain box. And I was thinking on this side that I might want to go with a wide open spot across this space. This is going to be where the bar itself is. So there'll be a bar. I'm probably actually going to put 2 bars here for purposes. Have 2 bartenders. Have one facing this way, and then another facing here. And have this just open, and I may be able to extend out the a awning up over it. We'll get back to that. I think it's a possibility. It's actually a probability, knowing me. But Much like SARS stream, the only thing I ask for is no religion and no politics. I think we all get enough of that in the real world. And I, for one, can do without it on my weekends while I'm trying to sit back and enjoy a game, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the game as well. Maybe they would have a second door there. Wall. Where does the second floor come in? Do we have stairs over here? I'm probably speaking too softly. Trying to think of where the second floor where the stairs should go up to the second floor. Thinking possibly right here. Okay, let's put that there. How terrible is my idea? Well, let's find out. And then we have some room for a couple of rooms right here. And room for a hallway. Stop trying to go where you don't need to be. Ah, Christian. Good to see you. Jet? Ah, I can't put that there. So naturally, what do? I put a second one there. So that has to be open, otherwise you can't get up the stairs. Okay. So this would be the hallway. And that would lead to here. Could have a little seating area here. And probably a nice big room on this side, or possibly we could just switch where the hallway ends and make this the hallway and make this 3 rooms. There, now I'm less likely to fall off the second floor. Notice I did say less likely. Probability is that I'm still going to fall. Yeah, I'm really liking the idea of having a open patio here. I will need a wall here. And then I can have seating over here. Sardiliac, thanks for stopping in. I'm sure you'll be a quiet sleeper, Sar. I hope my prattling on while I'm working doesn't keep you from catching a few Z's after your hard work today. Definitely thinking that the second floor should not be brick. Oh, that's... I don't need a whole pre-built barn to put up there, though. This one does not have... Oh, I could build that wall. That seems almost silly. Or I can use the traditional red, which probably still has the most versatile pieces. Am I going to have to go up there to put this on the corner properly? Probably. There we go. Isaiah, good to see you. Welcome aboard. I think these should have some light, but not necessarily unblemished walls. So my imagined final form of this settlement, I specialize this character in charisma. I imagine that the final form in this settlement is going to be a rather large group of people. I do have the Concord refugees here, minus Prestone, who I assigned to the castle once we took that over. much like the rest of the game. I want to work out. Oh, that doesn't work. I know there's this funky corner piece. How does this work? It's not going to have a corner piece the way I want it to, though, will it? Stop that. I think I managed to find a layout that the roofing won't work with. Let's store that. How can I... I would have to corner off that. Is there a flat roof piece? No, that goes on top of a roof. There is that. So if I did this, how terrible would it look? And then a square roof over here. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, you can see I had half an idea coming into this. Oh, at least we have a roof. At this point, that's a win on my book. Seating area, area for the bar. The bar goes out here. We need something up above this. You know, Shek, I thought there was a proper valley piece, and yeah, there I go thinking again. I suppose that would have to do. From inside, I don't really like the way that looks. So let me see if the thing that... No. I was hoping that that would do in a pinch and sock itself in there. But you know what would go in there? A floor. How terrible would that look? From the outside, you're going to see the edge of the floor, aren't you? No. And these are all going to be individual rooms up here at some point anyway. then this hallway like this. These rooms are longer. And then we can have a storage area here for cleaning supplies. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rooms, 6 beds, or 2 beds each. That's 10 more beds. I definitely don't think there's a version of this game that would allow me to have 29 settlers in this environment. Yes, Doc. Great minds and all that. I do feel like not being able to look up and see the great outdoors, even though I do like having, there I go, falling off the 2nd floor. Even though I like the texture from the outside, having the holes in the ceiling. Or in the roof. From the inside, it doesn't feel right to me. I'm much happier with that. Hopefully we'll get through this part of the build without too much issue, because I do not yet have any gamma guns to correct the settlement size. I know I can use other weapons. However, it takes a lot of them. And I can take this character to Kingsport Lighthouse and collect a bunch of gamma guns off-stream. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the tents are, this is just spikes and poles. I use USO, by the way, so some of my menu items might be different from what you're used to. It's not the vanilla menu. Now I'm having a minor brain fart, remembering where the tents are. I have the flags. I don't need flags. What I need is, I'm sure it's decorations. It's hidden themes. Those are the specific raiders. Yeah, Russ, it gives the owner a place to stack his odds and ends, and there would be no reason for anybody else to go up there. I am pulling a blank as to where the awnings and tents are located. Yeah, that's just going to be those know it's not fishing. The fishing stuff is really nice for this, for a water location. I really do like those. Ah, that's children, not children of Adams type stuff. It's definitely not clutter. Not vending machines are nature. Ah, Clinton, why would we want to catch all the water that's obviously coming through the roof right now? Well, let's get ourselves started with building some rooms, being the roof is over our heads here, and we'll have a little bit better luck. The unfortunate part of working with the ones that I really like the most is you really only have one door type. Come on, turn the way I want you to turn. Is that it? Is that it? That is it. Now if I do one here and one here, that's 3 on this hall. Oh, I have an idea. Yes. That's backwards, isn't it? It is. And then these rooms can be a little bit fancier, if I can stay on the floor. Oh. I could do 2 rooms that are too deep that way. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, how do I convince the game to let me do what I want with that? Does that look crazy? Yeah, instead of being... Alright, let's get rid of one of these. On this side, it's studs exposed, but I guess there's no helping that. Unless somebody has an idea about how to make the inside of the stud wall covered up. Well, the person who rents this room is going to listen to that turret all night. Guess it does add a sense of security, knowing that you're protected and such. Yep. There we go. Come along now. There we go. Okay, that feels pretty good to me. We got 5 rooms. Probably not going to get 2 beds in each of them. But could easily put double beds in the bigger rooms. Yeah, definitely put some double beds in the bigger rooms. And then, being this is definitely going to be the low rent room, maybe I can do some innovative things with maybe a couple of cabinets with sleeping bags on them, you know, a 5 cap a night type arrangement, shared room, not even give them a door. And then these rooms are a little bit better off. They'll get a single bed or two. So let's start laying out bedding. If it's good enough for the settlers, it's good enough for the guests. Put this one here. This one here. Not tables, desks, containers. Then I can put a dresser in a real hotel. They would want a spot to store their stuff. These guys are getting even worse accommodations. But their storage needs are going to be met by the thing that they're sleeping on. And what do you want for a few caps a night? You don't expect great things, do you? Oh, don't do that. Get down here. At least that time I was kind of still on the stairs. And for those of you who are wondering, I did turn that sleeping bag the opposite way. Humor the old soldier in me. You learn in the military that everybody sleeps toe to head for health reasons, so you're not breathing in each other's faces all night. I'm thinking that's 4 additional beds. If I can put 3 more beds, it's 26. I wonder why the happiness is going down here. Let's make this a slightly more upbeat room. The happiness is probably going down because I work these people to death. That's desks. I want... That's containers. I want to find dressers. Draco, nice to see you. Hey, Dag. Well, you know, it might be the smell of dirty feet, guys, but at least it's the medically safe smell of dirty feet. I don't know. It's just the way barracks are always laid out. Give me a break. These are definitely going to be the nicer rooms. Have something to put your toes on as you come out of the bed so that you're not stepping onto that cold floor. This counts as a single bed. I know there's a double bed in here. I use it on my own house. The pre-war double bed. That doesn't leave a lot of room, so... No, they're just going to have to deal with bed stolen from the vault. Hope they like the person that they're sleeping with, 'cause it's going to be a little bit tighter than a double bed. You can't stay invisible for long around here, Shek. Okay, that's a better height. One of these on each side of this. If it'll let me. Of course it won't. There we go. This poor guy just doesn't get 2 nightstands. Why do I keep going into... Let's change up the dresser a little bit here. This one can go over here. He has a dresser and a bed. They have dressers and beds. Their beds are their dressers. Okay. Let's see, on this back wall we can do some seating. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really love the animations that come with these booths. Because you don't have to do anything special to get them to do... Is that at an angle? Oh, that one's backwards. It does look like... I think I might have put that in at a slight angle, so let's... get these things out of the way and try and fix this one, which is the start of the error. Yeah, I love that these came with the animations. I wish more furniture came with animations, so that easy. Didn't see you come in. Welcome to the stream, dude. I think that the animations really set off the environment, and the hard part is to make sure that you have some idle settlers during the daytime to get them using it, because it really does when you come through the settlement and you see somebody at 1 o'clock and you're just running through and you see somebody sitting here filling out something on a clipboard, and down this end somebody's eating something, it really makes it feel more like it's a real place. For those of you who just heard that barking sound, it wasn't me. That was my faithful companion, Lieutenant Ellen Ripley. She has been with me for going on 5 years now, and I can say definitively there has not been an alien infestation in my household since she arrived. So she does her job very tenaciously. Easy is a wizard. I've seen his work. No doubt about it. Absolutely wizard. I'm hoping that I still have chairs stored. I am guessing that the stored chairs are going to run out quickly. Now, one of the things I've learned is the chairs don't have to be right up against the table. As a matter of fact, if they're up against the table, settlers won't use them as often. And at least in my experience, I may, don't quote me as if I know the code or anything. But, settlers don't tend to sit in the chairs as often when they're tucked up against the table where you would expect them to be if you were really sitting in a chair at the table. However, if you put them at a slight angle, they not only sit at them more frequently in my playthroughs, it frequently ends up where they sit there looking like they're having a conversation with each other when you do get two to sit down at the same time. So, I definitely recommend it. Obviously, the other option is to have them across the table from each other. Try to have them at a slightly lesser angle so it's not as obvious. But if you have a seat, you're sitting at the table. Yep, it's working. And of course I get out in the corner. But I left enough room to move around. Thank you. That was almost a catastrophe. Starting to get late night here, so I am going to place that candle and then have a seat and wait for morning. Hi, Vault Girl. Good seeing you. One of the complaints that I frequently get, and I know how frustrating it is, because I used the PlayStation for the longest time. It's very hard to place things on these tables. This is a prime reason why you'll see that I use place everywhere, but place anywhere, place everywhere. I actually recently watched a video from JPEG who used Quappa, the PlayStation workaround for place anywhere. There should be no reason why you can't put something on these tables, because if somebody's going to sit down and use the animation, they're not going to be anywhere near the end. They're going to be almost centered on these booths. So, but as far as the game is concerned, those booths don't really exist as far as a surface to place something on. And let me see. Well, if they go out through this side, they have access to this outhouse. So I don't feel the need to put a restroom inside the building. So they'll just have to live with what I gave them. What do I do not have cap collector. I can always replace it with a higher level bar at a later date. It'll let me go pretty much right there. Use that line. Make sure I can... Yeah? Okay, so... You come in, you've got that bar there. Let's see if we can repeat that same thing over here. It's less happy about letting me do this, but that's why place anywhere is here. Yeah, Clinton, manually placing things on them is fine as far as objects go, but these candles, you can't pick them up outside of build mode, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I don't know. Can I scrap those candles, or can I pick those up outside of game mode, build mode? No. So I wouldn't be able to pick them up and drop them on the table. And I did mean drop, because no matter how hard I try and place things when I'm doing that, it ends up being dropped. At least a half dozen times. Now what I'm thinking is close to the bar area, we're going to have a couple little tables. Yeah, just something for a couple of people to sit at right here. And then, further out from there, we can have these tables on the lawn. Yeah, that's how I place candles on them with the PlayStation, and it worked. It was just if you let go of it before it was in the spot that you ended up really wanting it at, you'd have problems with it. So, you know, you'd have to go outside, put it on something, conduit up, bring it back in. Not exactly my favorite pastime, but it worked. I think I used the candles in... I know I used them in one of the builds I did. I don't remember which build. Looks like I'm out of the default. I have one of those left. So let's scoot that in here. Should have some of these. Naturally, I don't. Oh, I know why I don't, because I left them all up near the workshop. Ah, Mr. Vaultec, you're lazing around. Good, good, good. Like Sar said earlier, I do feel kind of sorry for that guy. You know, he's a... His whole identity is Vaultec. And they wouldn't let him in the vault. And, you know, theoretically, not letting him in the vault saved his life. It didn't feel like that to him at the time, though. So I'm just going to take 2 of these for now. That poor bastard didn't even know what Vaultec was doing to the people that he was sending in there. So you got a feel for him in that regard. He had no way of knowing that those people were... Well, he had no way of knowing they were destined to die anyway, because the Institute essentially didn't exist when he was signing people up. I mean, obviously, to a degree it existed, but because it was just the Commonwealth Institute technology. But effectively, it was a non-entity as far as anybody knew in relation to the situation at hand. I wish that one wasn't clean. That one's not clean. Here comes Sturgis and that robot whose name I forget. One of the nice things about having this bar here, if you've been here for the previous video, or let's not wonder if you've been here, let's just go up to the other end of the street.
Farm's not much, but
that
it's
valuable gear you're lugging. You just
We have the other bar up here, and having them separated like this should, operative words being should, separate a whole bunch of the townsfolk. So when it's time for them to do their recreation thing, they will separate manually on their own. And that should keep the frame rates down if I overbuild here. Let's see how Codsworth does like the idea of being a bartender. Okay. I think he's adorable in that little bowler hat, so he's going to tend bar Yeah, Groucho, I think it is Jezebel. The brain bot from Automatron. Uh, Sturger's filling out his important paperwork. I don't even think he has a job in this town. Nope, no job. But that paperwork was important. So important it made him hungry. That's hilarious. Okay. Wow, that's very difficult to see. I want to put an awning over this. But I have an idea for that. Let me... go into build. Here we go. No. No. I want... No. Wow, you just snapped to anything you wanted to, huh? If I pull that... Let's store that. If I pull that out, will it snap back? It will snap back. Okay. Put that there. That goes back there. All this for a simple awning over this. That I don't even need either the floor or the roof or the wall for. We have a supported, realistic-looking awning here. Yeah. You got that right, I say. It'll snap everywhere but where you want it. On this side, I really want to do one of those canvas awnings, and I cannot for the life of me remember where they're located. That's just wooden structures. There's not going to be any... Cloth structures. Duh. I like how you guys let me figure that out on my own. Didn't interfere and make me feel like a buffoon or anything. Because that would have been embarrassing not having been able to find that stuff. Okay, how terrible is this? Already looking. Alright, now's when I turn off objects. No, I guess I turn off surface snap too. And this is precisely why I chose to have place everywhere, so I could turn off the interference from the game. It might feel like cheating at some points. Is this too big for the spot that I'm putting it in? I don't feel like that's too big. Just go through the wall? Kind of. Let's see if we can move that. If I can move that out just a little bit. Through the wall, but I want it at the wall. Now I just have to put something. I have an idea. Thanks for coming in, Brookie. I appreciate your coming by to share some time with me. Okay, if I were to put this here, and this one, whoop, right here, now I can put a plant right there and right. Help if I, oh, geez. Help if I put that underneath the pole, huh? Plant goes right there. That looks a little more substantial. What am I going to hold that up with? I like that idea, Clinton. Send her to the castle to annoy Preston all day. All right. What? I sent Data to Red Rocket to live on her own. I think that she's a strong, independent robot and can handle things just fine. How terrible does that look? That doesn't look terrible at all, I don't think. Yeah, Barbarian, my I currently have a robot provisioner servicing Grey Garden. I think I have a second robot provisioner as well. Although I may have just sent a robot somewhere to act as a provisioner and then forgot about them, because I do that. Shek, I would avoid triggering Automatron, but I actually kind of like the opportunity to finish that quest. The overall quest I enjoy, and of course it gives you the what's it called? It gives you the I'm going to think of it here in a second. Gives you the... Is it the Tesla rifle that you end up picking up through that quest? I usually end up putting Marcy in a sack hose or a sack hood with hoses. I don't think I did this playthrough, but that's my normal thing to do to her. And I make her slave away in the fields all day. This time she's in the athletic outfit. Did I even give her the sack hose?
Just wanted to trade a few things.
I didn't. But in most of my playthroughs, I have her in that hood, and then I put June on a provisioner route. Yeah, the robot workbench is absolutely worth doing Automatron for, in my opinion. But that's going to depend on your viewpoint of the value of the robot workbench, I suppose. In my view, it's a worthwhile thing to have in your settlement. In your view, you may not like the robots enough to... or you may hate Ada enough to not want the workbench in your settlement. I wouldn't blame anybody for that, 'cause she does get on my nerves. Okay, what's that last one? That's a marble also, so let's do it. This one... Okay, that's got a little bit better of a patio vibe. Still an apocalyptic patio, but... Who are you? Why are you hiding in the corner? I really do feel sorry for June in that relationship because the way I'm reading their situation, he feels like he failed to protect their child, and she's letting him feel that way. It's absolutely horrible to feel like your child is gone because of you. And in my opinion, her allowing him to feel that way about it is worse. They both know that this is the Commonwealth, you know, this is the way it is here sometimes. It's not like he and she neglected the child. This was a raider attack that killed the child. But for her to let him go on mourning the child as being responsible for the death, that, to me, that just makes her a horrible person. You know, Clinton, I'm not convinced that any of the people from Concord are a synth outside of Sturgis. Sturgis, I mean, we're flat up. We know he's a synth.
Sure.
But June, Marcy, and obviously Mama Murphy, no, I don't think they're synths. I mean, calling Mama Murphy a synth, I mean, that would be a sales nightmare from the Institute. Ooh, here's our new drug-addicted model. Hey, Dolly, good to see you. Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Sar. His response is morose, but I really feel like with the support of his surviving spouse, June would be a much stronger character, and he'd be more productive, less whiny. Well, I have not seen that theory, Isaiah. I'd like to believe it's not true that anybody from the characters that the Soul Survivor interacts with after the fact are involved in it. But Bethesda can do a lot of strange things. What the heck are you... Excuse me. I know you're a Sentinel, but could you sit on chairs like everyone else? What is he even sitting on? This thing doesn't come with a seat, does it? Well, not one that I can see, anyway. Dolly, we are building at Sanctuary. This character has finished off the Institute and finished the automatron. So she's decided it's time to start building an actual settlement here at Sanctuary. She sent Preston off to the castle to administer the Minutemen. So we've got our guard station here, and because the settlers are just going to continuously open that thing. We're going to have a marketplace over here with the barn for storing goods, and all the workbenches will be moved inside there. We have the clinic right there, so anybody who's injured coming up from Concord can come and get help if they need it. And then this right here is the inn/bar. I am feeling like this place needs some more pizzazz. The upstairs is going to have electrical lighting, so I suppose I should find where I'm running the power from. Yeah, good point, Clinton. Yeah, the quest for vengeance is sidetracked by one more settlement constantly. Not saying that the sole survivor might not feel a need to help people, but generally when you're on a quest for revenge, especially one that seems to me it's always first and foremost in their mind, you tend not to get sidetracked by another settlement needs your help. The most natural thing for the sole survivor to do would be tell Preston he can stuff that where it belongs until they're done with their business, you know? Shek, I hate the meat bags. Even with the super mutants who they're definitely belonging with, I hate those things. Okay, and right over here we need a pole tall enough to get, because that's not going to make that jump all on its own. Doc, you are 100% right. If you don't have to deal with them at all, it does end up working out. That can be a difficult pill to swallow, however. Okay. because of how much of the story actually comes from the Minutemen. And that's only if you want to play the story the way... I mean, I don't want to say the way Bethesda intended it was a good thing, because in my opinion, they fouled up quite a bit. But, it's not necessarily a bad thing, the way they set it up. Okay, so we've got power now. Put that away. If I go upstairs, I should be able to put lights in these two rooms. Oh, let's see if the nightstand is close enough. It is. And this room should be able to have a light for sure. Yeah, I think that June has a lot of flaws. But I think some of his problem stems from not having somebody he can fall back on to not blame him for what he feels responsible for. And I don't think that he is responsible for it unless, you know, somewhere in the archives there's a bit about him having sold out their location to the Gunners. In which case, he deserves to feel responsible. Like I said, I don't think I've read that anywhere. And I certainly haven't seen it in-game. And these folks, because they're in the high-rent room, they can have a light. Now, it must be the end of the workday. People are showing up. Hopefully they don't all come to this one spot. Is Clint the Minuteman who turned his back on them? I'm thinking the outside tables need candles too. And how far from those power connectors will the lights come on? Does this back room get a light? It does. Excellent. I'm almost certain that this is too far for a light. Maybe not if I put it over here. There we go. Thinking maybe a ceiling light of some sort. Yeah, I could definitely see blaming Clint for the entire thing with the fact that he sold them out. I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, I've had enough, I'm not doing this anymore. But to say, I've had enough, I'm not doing this anymore. Oh, and I'm going to tell the people who want to kill you exactly where to find you and help them do it. I think that's a sure ticket to the shallow end of a ditch. No, it gives light, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I like that. What do I have for wall lights? Not a lot. These things are too bright. I can put a street lamp up in here. It's not like anybody in Concord is going to miss it. And naturally, that is too far away. And as I suspected, the entire town decided to come down to this bar tonight. Probably because it's the new bar in town. Oh. Let's see if I put this right about there. Help if I wasn't walking into a wall. Then I can put around this side. Does that get it close enough? It does. Excellent. I don't like those fans. Yeah, it's a happening place. It's making it more difficult to work, but I need a better light solution here. What does this look like? Oh, that feels like I'm getting ready for interrogations. Is it me, or is that just too bright? Clint Howard is Ron Howard's brother. He was also an actor. I don't know if you've ever been a Star Trek fan. Clint Howard was the alien being who appeared to be a small child when they encountered him. The old Star Trek, not the Next Generation. When they first encountered the ship, it looked like a big gray, evil looking alien. And when they eventually resolved the danger situation, I think I do like those yellow lights a little bit better. What do you guys think? Does it feel better to... It certainly has a better feel to me, but... Yes, the Coromite maneuver. Thanks, Sardiliac. Clint Howard was the young boy who played the actual alien in that episode. Hey, Sar, I know you use the switchable light. What set is the switchable light from? Yeah, Slacker, that's a pretty pretty good description of him. He's a very funny guy in real life too. I've seen a number of interviews with him on different programs, and he's got a good sense of humor. Yes, sorry. The changeable light, the clickable light that looks like this one, but you have to wire it up. Which set did that come out of? Oh, say hi to your sister for us, Fallout. Electrical miscellaneous. Yeah, I think that's going to be the one in here. That's just... the one I gave them is just way too bright. And then I have to wire it without it looking too stupid, so... Let's see how exciting I can make that. Okay, I'm going to need my stairs again. Or is this a ladder? I don't remember. Okay, I should be able to... see how terrible I can be. That to right here. Can I get that from the ground? Should be able to. There we go. There now. That feels better too. Okay. Why are you squaring off with me, bro? I think that this is an almost completed build. I'm sure that there's a lot of things I can still do. But at its current point, yeah, that works. And a wall lamp. Like right about there, and naturally I still need power closer. What if I move it over here, though? I don't need it closer. Wait a minute. It was on there, yeah. It's not where I want it, though. I will have to bring power there. Yeah, let's skip the sketchy Google searches tonight. That's an excellent idea. I should probably not put it so close to the building that I have to walk through the building to get to the top of the ladder. Jezebel on the roof. I swear the game just... It revels in trying one's patience. Okay, so let's take a look at this from a distance and see how we stack up. By the way, this is my standard provisioner. I try and put them in a easily to identified uniform, and postman's uniform obviously is something that I don't see a lot of people wearing out and about. And I always give them a mining helmet, because especially at night, if there's a gunfight going on, I don't want to be shooting my provisioner. Oh my lord. You look away from the chat for just a few seconds. Okay, well, other than having a robot on the roof, it's a fairly inviting looking place. That makes the path a little bit easier to negotiate. Come up here. Oh. Would be useful to have some doors, wouldn't it? That doesn't look inviting. I'm assuming regular doors don't necessarily snap in. Oh, they do. That's excellent. The metal mesh door. Oh, I know what I want. I was actually in the right area, just the wrong category. I want the greenhouse door. Yeah, never look back at chat. Never. No, Shek. No, I did not look away for that. I steadfastly refuse to Google anything talked about in anybody's chat. I'm thinking he might be standing there because he thinks one of these beds is his now. But no. No, it doesn't appear to be that way. And he's assigned himself to be a farmer. Good for you, dude. Good for you. No, slacker, you don't use Google to search criminal things. DuckDuckGo is what you use for that. I thought everybody knew that. Hawk! Been here long, or did you just get in? It's certainly more interesting to look at from this side. Dag, you probably aren't wrong with that. It claims that it's anonymous browsing, but I don't know if there is such a thing. And somebody always knows what you're looking at. I'm going to take a wild guess that I cannot reverse that door to open, and I can? Okay, that makes me a happier person. Which way did I have this one opening? Okay, that's the way I thought it should open. Okay, I appreciate everybody coming in today. I'm going to real quick sit down and get some daylight and walk through what we've accomplished today in the 2 hours that we've put it together. Luckily, we only have to wait about 2 hours for some actual sunlight. And McReady had a very busy life, Fallout. That's for sure. Okay. Let me start from over on this end of town. As we started off this stream, we had the barn that was already built, and we had a basic foundation laid over here behind the security checkpoint. As you can see, we decided to go with a building made from brick on the first floor and wood on the second floor. It is a combination of bar and inn, so there is plenty of room Great time for an attack. Gunners. Let's get to the other side of town because I still hear
Made it.
shooting.
This time.
It seems like all the fun is over. Oh, even Dogmeat came to do some fighting. Way to go.
We're splitting all that, right?
Is it me, or is there only one gunner on this side? Oh, there's another one. And I don't need another 10mm pistol. Yeah, I think we're all learning all kinds of new things today, Shaq. And I'm not entirely sure any of it has to do with Fallout. I didn't hear any fighting over here, but I'm going to take a quick look to see if there were any bodies. No? Okay. Okay, let's get back to where we were. When we came in today, I'll take the laser pistol. I can break that down. Give those to somebody. Anybody get killed down the hill? No? Okay. We decided to build ourselves a inn/bar. We got ourselves plenty of seating for enough people to accommodate all the townsfolks. We made a low-budget room. A slightly higher budget room, but also cramped. These two are definitely the traveler doesn't have any money type. And this room and these two rooms are for the traveler who's got a few more caps. Over here, I'm thinking I'm going to put something, either a seating area or a area for some cleaning supplies. I wanted to make it an indoor-outdoor type establishment, so we left that wall open to make it full access for the patio. And then we brought power in from across the street. And brought all the lighting into the building. Okay. I think that's an excellent afternoon's work, and I'm amazed at how much I got done as quickly as I got done. I want to thank you all for coming today and sharing your humor with me while I beat my head against a few of the impasses that I came across. I'm looking forward to bringing this kind of build to you once a week. I'm actually aiming for Saturdays, and was unable to do so yesterday, so I did come out today. If you had a good time here and you'd rather have me work on a Sunday than a Saturday, just let me know. I'll be happy to take a look at that and turn my schedule into an appropriate open space on a Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody had as good a time viewing as I had presenting it to you. I hope everybody takes care, and I'm hoping I'll see you guys on everybody else's streams coming up tonight. Dag, are you going to be streaming after this, or are we going to give you some time to recover? Oh, at the top of the hour. Excellent. I'm glad I have the ability to scroll. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a blast bringing it to you, and I hope that you had a good time. Until next week, take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay healthy.